Hi guys, so today I wanted to show you how I made this portable ironing station. This is basically a IKEA hack because it's the Jall, I think, tabletop ironing board and the Raskog cart that I don't know if I can put a bit further away so you can see. So I joined the two together. That's what I'm gonna show you today, and I refreshed the cover, which I'm gonna show a little tutorial of too in this video. Most people turn this last drawer over. I said the drawer, but you know, and they tie wrap. There's holes on the bottom of this last shelf bottom. I'm not sure what word to use for these, but there's holes in it, and there's holes in the ironing board metal, so you can just easily tie wrap them together. That's a good solution, but you lose the space up here to be able to store things. So personally I need storage space, the more the merrier. So I found some solution to make it pretty stable, I'd say, as you can see. I took this cart from room to room in my flat, and nothing moved and the iron didn't fall off, so I'm pretty happy with this. But if you have big dogs or small kids playing around the cart, either I would just take a tabletop and use it like this, or be very careful that they don't knock it over, because you don't want the iron falling on your animals or kids. So yeah, be cautious with that. But otherwise, for regular use, this works amazingly well. I'm very happy and surprised myself. Yeah, that's it. So let's get started. For this project, you're gonna need an ironing board. This is the ironing board from the IKEA that you can open the legs and put on a tabletop or on the floor. It's very useful if you want to do it anywhere. I already took the cover and the little padding, if we can call it that, off. It's very simple. You only have to untie the knot and take it off, so should be all right with that. As you can see, it's been used a lot, and I thought it was a good time to change it since I got the Raskog card from IKEA, and I thought something new altogether would be great. So what you will need for this project, for the cover of the ironing board, cotton fabric, your choice. I used quilting cotton weight here. It's very soft, so you want something that won't like stick with your other fabrics. Make sure it's soft, but cotton is important. Linen would work too. It needs to have a good heat resistance. That's the most important thing. And here I've got some extra cotton padding that I'm gonna add to the existing padding that was in there. I'm gonna add it under because I think this one is more heat resistant. It looks like it. It looks some special material. This is just cotton, so it's gonna go under and help a bit, because when I press, I get the little these printed into my fabric, so it's not nice. So I want it a bit more padded. I'm gonna need also you know, thread, sewing machine, bias, some bias, and a long cord to put inside to tighten it. I think it's gonna be the way we're gonna go about this. You're gonna need also, you know, scissors and usual sewing tools. And for the Raskog card, we're gonna be looking at this in a second time. But I think I'm gonna be fixing, you know, the ironing board on top with hooks and elastic pieces, so that way I can still just take off the elastic, open it, and use the drawer on top, because most people just tie wrap them together, but then you cannot use all this space. I'm gonna try to find a creative solution to be able to use this space, because it's right at the right height for me, so it's gonna be something easier to use than the bottom shelves. So I'm gonna try and make it, oh sorry, gonna try and make it accessible. Okay, so first you're gonna take your used cover and make it as flat as possible. We're gonna use this as a template. It doesn't need to be perfect because it's gonna be, you know, cinched to the bottom, so it doesn't have to be perfect. You could take your ironing board, trace it, add borders, but I just want to do it the fast way because it doesn't really matter for me. But if it matters for you, then do it by all means. So what I am going to do for mine is I'm gonna take this fabric because I like it a lot, but I don't have, it's not long enough to cover the ends too, so I'm gonna just piece it with another fabric for the ends of the cover. I think it's gonna be cute. So we're gonna put this like this, as if it's a pattern. This as flat as possible. I think I'm gonna use some white to oops, hold the pattern down because it's not perfectly flat. The important thing here in my case is that it's about 90 degree, the fabric and the end, so it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna look symmetrical when it's done. Okay, more waves. This, this, this. I think we're good. Okay, so now I think I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it, but you could also trace it and cut it. It depends on your own preferences and tolerance to imperfection. Okay. Okay, it's good. It used most of this fabric. This, okay. So we're gonna take this fabric, gonna use single layer and just open it up like this. We're gonna overlap them by about the sewing allowance, so it should, the overlap should be twice as big as the seam allowance. So treat it for this one and treat it for this one, and the seam line is right down the middle. Okay, so like this. I think we're good. I think we're also gonna use pins, so I'm sure the seam allowance will stay in place. Make it flat. This one I might trace because it's really not flat, so I'm gonna take some tracing tool. Like this. Okay. That's good. And now we're gonna try to, it's gonna work out. Do this, overlap them by about the seam allowance. I'm going to eyeball these things, but please measure if you need to. I think that's good. Okay, so for this one I'm gonna trace too. I use a yellow chocolate pen because it appears on most fabric. We don't use yellow that often, so it's a good choice. If you don't want to buy all the colors, you can buy a yellow one and a blue one. I've been wanting to do that forever. Okay, and put this away. I have my cover. I need 2 pieces, clearly. It's gonna look like this. Super cute. Okay, and then I need to cut my batting to add a bit of oomph to this. So gonna cut at least 2 layers, I think, maybe even more. I'm gonna test it out. This plus this. Let's see. Oh, I just put it on top of the Raskog card. Look at how perfectly this fits on top of it. It's like made for it. Okay, so still a bit thin. I'm going to go for 4 layers. Maybe I'm gonna put as much layers as I can. Maybe 5 would be good. I don't have that much left, so I'm gonna piece the last one. I think it's gonna be good. Okay, so if you only have very thin padding, you're gonna need extra layers. Fold this like this. Trying to use as little as possible so we can have more layers. I think we're gonna be good. Okay. If you would need to be precise with this, you would cut 1 layer or 2 layers at a time maximum, but this doesn't need precision, so you can cut them all at the same time. It's almost big enough, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more on this edge, and I think it's good. So it's gonna be 6 layers. I guess this is it. 6 layers later. It's gonna be much thicker. Yay! So now that this is done, I might just do a few tacks to keep it together and trim the edges neatly. I took needle thread, doubled it up, made a knot, and now I'm just going to simply do a slant stitch all around like this, just to keep them in place. So I'm just gonna go around like this and come back to you. Okay, so now we're at the step where we're gonna piece this together and finish it with the bias binding with the little cord. That's buttress cord. I'm gonna say string, I mean butcher string. Okay, so how to piece this. Well, first I'm gonna just take off these pins, but don't mix up your sides. Okay, so we're gonna sew them right sides together at 3/8 of an inch for me, maybe a bit more. Like this. So it's normal to have little triangles that hang out. It's well, if your seam allowance is here where we calculated it, then you're not gonna see them anymore. It's like had one teacher call them dog ears. I found this cute. So there are little dog ears, and I always pin so that the little end of the pin is facing not on the fabric side but on the knotting side, I guess. So it's easier to take out whatever side I decide to sew it on. So if I decide to put the white down, then I'm not gonna have trouble taking the pins out, even if I pin from that side. So it's always useful. So I'm all set. I just need to sew one seam on that side, one seam on that side. Okay, so once we're done sewing our seams to piece, we're gonna set the seams first. So I'm just going to iron seams flat. My iron just sewed with stretch velvet. It makes so much little things everywhere. Little confettis. Maybe I should open them because I want it to be as flat as possible, since it's for an ironing board, and that's why we don't piece things for an ironing board normally. So now you know. Doing illegal things just for the sake of cuteness. Yes. Just going to take out the wrinkles out while I'm at it. Ironing is one of the hardest things for me, so I try to do a little bit as possible, and this is gonna help me be closer to my things, and it's gonna be less painful. It's just another way of making my sewing room more accessible to me. Okay, there we have it. Oh, it's gonna be so cute. I love it. Okay, so and now we have to add the bias binding. For this project I chose bias binding that I made for another project for a quilt. It's single fold bias binding since it's for a quilt, so I went ahead and made it double fold. So I instead of folding it once and ironing, I ironed the edges in like this, so it makes 3 folds, but we're calling it double fold. So it goes like this and like this. Okay, so the principle for this one is gonna be to insert a string inside the bias binding and sew it to the edge like this, while leaving a little bit of space for the string, and just sewing it like this all the way around. Okay, so all done. I folded it twice like this, but I realized I didn't have enough, so I did have a little piece of bias cut of the same fabric that wasn't wide enough for this, so I didn't use it. But when I fold this one in half twice, this one folded once is about the same width, so I'm gonna use it. And I just serged the ends and sewed them together like this. So this one folded, this one not folded, right sides together like this, and then I iron the seam open and put it back folded. And I also serged the ends, so I don't need to do any fancy finish. So okay, it's here. So gonna start here. Oops, like this, leaving a little space from the fold, and take my string and lay it inside this, giving myself a bit of room like this. Okay, so this is what it looks like. As you can see, the string is in the fold, and I sew this edge with the tiny zigzag stitch. I feel like I'm making a picnic blanket or something, like old style. So I just here I just followed the curve, made sure the string was in the outer edge of the fold as much as possible, and I just place a part, sew it, place it, sew it. So it's really simple. I'm sorry I cannot show you me sewing it right now because I don't have the right setup for it, but hopefully soon. Okay, so for this part, for the part of fixing it to the cart, I decided to use elastic, just simple. Where did I put it? Oh, right here. Just simple mask elastic, actually. So it's soft but very stretchy and has a good recovery. So I think and it was white, so I thought it was great. I just put this where I thought it would be best. So about here, and I just put elastic inside on one side and looked to where I was gonna put my little hooks. So I chose command hooks, adjustable. They're very small and cute, so I think it's gonna fit perfectly because there's not lots of space under here. So I measured, made a knot, and let the knot be on the top, where we're gonna have the batting and everything. So we're not gonna be bothered by this, but not perfectly on the top actually, because you're gonna feel it when you iron otherwise. So I take it back, and I also, I think I put it this way, don't know why, but it's stays put better like this. So just test with yours and find out what works best. So now I'm all set for this, and I just need to add the hooks and see if I need to add more or if just 2 is enough. So I'm gonna show you closer. Elastics like this. So first they tell us to take off the top layer here like this, then you put the hook on it like this, then you take the hook and the taping, and that's it. So I want to put it here if it fits. Oh yeah, it just barely fits. I'm gonna show you after. So I put it here, and they tell us to add pressure for 5 seconds when we're sure we're done. Oh no, see, I'm glad they're repositionable because I put it the wrong way. So the hook needs to go toward the bottom or the floor, so it can actually be hooked on like this. Okay, so this works. One side done.
Okay, so here it is. So the command hook is facing downwards and the elastic holds it in place like this. And I'm gonna make a knot to make another knot to make the elastic slightly smaller, because I was expecting the hook to be here, not here. But all in all, it works out well, and I like this to hang something here, maybe my iron cord, sorry. So I think it's gonna be awesome. And this way I can still open it. I can just unhook one side, take something inside, hook it back on, so it's awesome.
Okay, so I'm finished. Here's what it looks like. So let me unhook this under here so I can bring it closer. Just go and unhook one side and then the other side. So this is what it looks like. And the wrong side out. Seems to have untightened in the light. But this is what it looks like. So very simple. Love the look of this trim with peaches. I'm not sure if it's peaches or you know, clementines. How do you call that in English? Clementine. Not sure, but you know, these kind of fruits. I think it's peaches. Yeah, I might change my mind on this method of fastening it. It's not sturdy enough. It tends to just creep back out. The tension doesn't stay, or it didn't stay for a night, so I might change. But it's just a simple, you know, the thing that you put on hoodies to control the length. The one on each side as far as I could go without being in the curved part, and one in the center underneath the little nail or screw. Sorry, screw. And with this I can keep this this part functional, so I can put things in there. So I can put my bias binding things, and this is to iron adhesive underneath, and it protects the iron, but I can still see what I'm doing. So this is very nice from Love Sew. What do I have in there? So I have my two tailor's clappers. I accidentally ordered two. I was intending to order just one, but two is such a great time saver. It's crazy. So you just like, you iron one part, you put it, you iron another part, you put it, and then you can just continue along like this. So two is very efficient. So I'm keeping them. What do I have here? I have my pressing cloth, of course. I have, this is my bra ironing tool. So it's it is very helpful for set-in sleeves too. It works well. It's just a simple curved shape, and we sand it very, very smoothly, and it's on the base, and you just put the bra seam on the line there, or in the curve, and you know, it's helpful. But I'm gonna make myself the little round ones too, but I need to find the right shape or size for me, so it's gonna be a project for another day. And finally I have my hand roll, so just to iron anything that is remotely rounded but is not a bra. It doesn't work well on bras, but it works well on almost anything else. That's a great thing to have, and I am aiming for a sleeve roll sometime this year, maybe, if I can find sawdust. I'm gonna also be storing my sleeve board. Don't you think they fit so well together? It's so nice and happy looking. Makes me happy anyway. And here I have my little scissors. Did you see these little little duckbill scissors. They're so cute. So cute, and I love the rainbow effect on it. Love it. And yeah, my old how do you call that? I get oh yeah, crane scissors. And someone recommended to me on Instagram to buy the butcher blocks, wooden butcher blocks that are sold separately from this but fit perfectly on it. So they say it's very great to have it at least one as a lid, and it keeps, you know, dust away, and it's less messy, so you can put all your little things, and they're not seen, but it's easier to access than, say, unhooking all the elastic bits and pieces. Yeah. So, oh, and also, this is very important. I have this watering can to fill my water levels, so this is gonna be going in there to somewhere. Okay. Now I think that's it. So thank you for watching. I hope this was interesting, and sorry I'm not doing more videos. It's a bit hard to juggle with my health, principally the editing, so I can have few videos that are filmed but are just not edited yet, so I need to take the time for that. But I have other priorities at the moment, but I really thought this would be fun, so I just made this quickly. So happy to see you, and see you next time. Bye bye.